فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وبعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: لله ملك السماوات والأرض يخلق ما يشاء يهب لمن يشاء إناثا ويهب لمن يشاء الذكور أو يزوجهم ذكرانا وإناثا ويجعل من يشاء عقيما إنه عليم قدير. ويقول الله سبحانه وتعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. ويقول الشاعر: الأم مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت شعبا طيب الأعراق. وبعد، Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted us with children. He gifted us with females, sometimes with males, sometimes a mix of both, and sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with His wisdom knows that perhaps a couple may not have children. For something Allah knows it's good for them. Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered us to protect ourselves and our children from hellfire. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةِ. Its fuel is people, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, and rocks and stones. Today, inshallah, we talk about how to look after our children. Dear brothers and sisters, ad-du'a is the strongest communication between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. And those who say, O Lord, bestow upon us from our wives and our offspring the comfort of our eyes, and make us the leaders of the pious, al-muttaqin. Making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our wives and children, and of course our husbands, from the viewpoint of women, amongst the pious. Al-qurra, qurratul ayn, in Arabic, is when the eye settles, and the eye will only settle when it sees something that it doesn't want to look beyond. So when you see something nice, you just look at it and you do not move your eyes. This is the literal meaning of qurrat a'yun in Arabic language. And the believers would supplicate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make their offspring and their wives qurrat a'yun, satisfaction, happiness, and to make them leaders of the pious. So that is really the dua we need to remember. Also, dear brothers and sisters, when you make dua sincerely, you set yourself a target. And when you have a target, you work towards that target. And hence, by the will of Allah, you will achieve results. If you sincerely make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you qurrat a'yun, children that you will be very happy with, and family that is leaders of the pious, you really and sincerely make that dua, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you to achieve that target. And you will be working towards that target, and Allah will insha'Allah answer your dua. How do we rear or raise our children? I think the simplest way, on the other hand, I believe it is the most difficult means of rearing your children, is indeed to be a role model for them. Al-Qudwa al-Hasana. Al-Qudwa al-Hasana. Children, they look at their parents, and for them, their parents are definitely the role models. The way you behave, the way you apply yourself at home, the way you treat your wife, for example, will definitely be something that your children will learn. The boys, if you treat your wife with love and affection and akhlaq, with morals, then they will learn to treat their wives in the future the same way. And your daughter, when she sees that, she will be looking forward to getting married and to have a husband like her dad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرِ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. Indeed, in the Messenger of Allah, you have a good example, role model to follow, for he who hopes for Allah and the last day and remembers Allah much. The Prophet ﷺ was sent to all mankind. The first thing, he was a role model. Even before da'wah, he was known to be the trustworthy. He was known to be the one who tells the truth and only the truth. As-Sadiq al-Amin. People knew him since childhood and until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose him to be the prophet and the messenger for all mankind. And he continued sallallahu alayhi wasallam to show us through his life that he was applying what he preached to himself. ولما سئلت عائشة رضي الله عنها عن خلق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قالت كان خلقه القرآن. Aisha رضي الله عنها was asked about the moral conduct of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, and she said his moral conduct was the Quran. He was the manifestation of the rules of Al-Quran in a man walking. And that is how we should be, particularly to our children. If you want to teach your children to pray, you should be the first to observe prayers. They should see you going to the masjid. They should see you praying sunnah at home. They should see you reading Quran. They should see you being good to the neighbors and to your parents. They should see you telling the truth. If you want to teach them to tell the truth, you should tell the truth themselves. They are extremely intelligent beings, the children are. They just see something and they learn. If you're telling the truth all the time, that's what they're going to learn. So before you order your family and your children to observe prayers, to pay zakah and sadaqah, and to have good moral conduct, akhlaq, you should do it yourself. That's why I think it would be the easiest way to bring up our children. But it would be difficult, unfortunately, if we do not have what it takes. That's why we should learn to be role models. Teaching, by the way, also when we talk about rearing children and bringing them up, etc., of course we mean to protect them from hellfire and to make them, by the will of Allah, the leaders of the pious. Nevertheless, we do that through various activities, physical activities, communication, sports, etc., to prepare them for being the leaders of the pious. كنا نصلي مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم العشاء فكان يصلي فإذا سجد وثب الحسن والحسين على ظهره وإذا رفع رأسه أخذهما بيده من خلفه أخذا رفيقا فوضعهما وضعا رفيقا فإذا عاد فلما صلى وضعهما على فخذيه جعل واحدا ها هنا وواحدا ها هنا. قال أبو هريرة فجئته فقلت يا رسول الله ألا أذهب بهما إلى أمهما؟ قال لا. فبرقت برقة فقال الحق بأمهما. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to pray, and Al-Hasan al-Hussein used to, if you like, in one hadith, ride him, mount his back. And when he is making sujood, when he raises from sujood, he puts his hand on the child so as he doesn't fall, and puts him aside. And in another hadith, by the way, Umayma, his granddaughter, also he used to carry her while praying. The Prophet ﷺ used to show love and affection. He used to kiss Al-Hasan or Al-Hussein. He used to smooth on the cheeks of the children, showing love. When you love your child, when you give him that feeling, then the child will love you back. And then they will see you as a role model, and they will listen to you. Some men, unfortunately, think that rearing children is not their job, it's the job of the woman. They never touch children, particularly when they are very small. And then they just leave them. They do what they like. That is the Prophet ﷺ. And we see that the Prophet ﷺ was a role model and a teacher, and the one who gives love to all the children of the Muslims, let alone his own. In the hadith Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, يا غلام, this hadith in رواه الترمذي وقال حسن صحيح وصححه غيره. Ibn Abbas is the cousin of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of his young cousins. He was a child, he was a boy, if you like, maybe 9, maybe 10, around that sort of age. And He was riding and he was behind him. And the Prophet ﷺ took the advantage of the journey to communicate with the child. Ibn Abbas, who became one of the greatest scholars of Islam, Mufassir wa Alim. He said, يا غلام إني أعلمك كلمات احفظ الله يحفظك احفظ الله تجده تجاهك إذا سألت فاسأل الله إذا سألت فاسأل الله وإذا استعنت فاستعن بالله واعلم أن الأمة لو اجتمعت على أن ينفعوك بشيء لن ينفعوك إلا بشيء كتبه الله لك ولو اجتمعت الأمة على أن يضروك بشيء لن يضروك إلا بشيء كتبه الله عليك. And there is a ziyada, they call it ziyada in other books, رفعت الأقلام وجفت المصاحف. This is the Prophet ﷺ is taking the opportunity with Ibn Abbas riding behind him to teach him. He said, oh boy, listen. I teach you some words. احفظ الله. احفظ is to look after, and احفظ الله, to look after Allah, it means to look after His haram and halal and so on. To look after what He ordered us to do and what He indeed forbid us not to do. احفظ الله يحفظك. He will look after you. احفظ الله, look after the boundaries of Allah, and Allah, you will see Allah on your way, helping you. إذا سألت فاسأل الله. If you ask, ask Allah. If you supplicate, supplicate to Allah. وإذا استعنت, if you are seeking help, seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then he taught him that if the whole ummah were to benefit him, to bring him any benefit, they will only benefit him from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote for him. And if they all, the ummah, they wanted to harm him, they will only harm him with something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended against him. Oftentimes we go into trips, sometimes to visit friends, sometimes to in the weekend, and we have our children. Usually children, they get bored. And I believe the best time to spend is this time, like the Prophet ﷺ, when Ibn Abbas was riding with him. Talk to him, communicate with him, ask about them. Ask them to read Quran, or read with them Quran, or you read Quran and they listen to you. Use some puzzles and games with them. Make use of the journey. Make sure that the journey is not wasted. And believe me, it's a very well time spent with your children. Sometimes the journey is an hour, sometimes it is half an hour, etc. But, or more or less, but you communicate, you teach them, you stop. Alhamdulillah, there are on motorways nowadays, I know on M4, M6, M1, there are prayer rooms. Stop for the salah and pray with them. Teach them that the salah has got priority over everything in our lives. Also, a man, by nature, they could be traveling for business and so on. A lot of us did that in the past and perhaps doing it now. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, that should not be a problem as long as we set the rules at home and we make sure that things are working. Nevertheless, leaving the home for a long period of time. Sometimes some men just leave. They could go on their own for entertainment or anything like that, and they leave the family for long periods of time. You should be very wary of doing that. You should be close to your family. If you have a problem with your wife, make sure that you solve it away from the children. Do not involve your children. Solve it in between brackets, civilized, and I would say Islamic way. Away from the children. Do not leave your home. Do not leave your wife and then the children for prolonged periods of time. This does have effects on the children. Also, having said that, at home, the Prophet ﷺ, he was كان يكون في حاجة أهله. Can you please come forward and make space for others at the back? جزاكم الله خير. عن إبراهيم بن الأسود قال سألت عائشة ما كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يصنع في بيته؟ قالت كان يكون في مهنة أهله، يعني خدمة أهله، فإذا حضرت الصلاة خرج إلى الصلاة. رواه البخاري. وفي حديث آخر كان يقصف نعله ويرفع ثوبه ويحلب الشاة. رواه أحمد. وكان في حديث آخر كان يحدثنا ونحدثه، فإذا نودي للصلاة خرج إلى الصلاة. The Prophet ﷺ at home used to help his wives. He used to mend his shoes and clothes and milk the sheep. That's what he could do. Some men, mashallah, can cook. At least tidy behind you. Do not throw your pajamas and your socks, because that's a very bad example to your children. You should ask your children, boys and girls, boys before girls, to tidy up their rooms, to fold their clothes, to help their mother. And you should do that yourself. This is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Otherwise, it is not. Some men, they have a sunnah which I don't know what they brought it for. They come, they do nothing. They throw their things all over the place. And if they say something, they criticize. The food is too hot, it's too salty, it's like that, it's like this. This is not akhlaq. If you want to bring up your children in a proper way, you should really treat your wife well. This is a key element. To love her, to look after her, to help her as much as you can within the time limit you have. You don't just come and chill out. Oh, the child is screaming, look after him. This, do that. This is not what the Prophet ﷺ was doing. Also, in another hadith, كَانَ يُحَدِّثُنَا وَنُحَدِّثُ. He used to spend time with his wives. The busiest man on earth, talking to them, make them happy. And when it says Allahu Akbar for the Salah, he leaves for the Salah. Teach your children akhlaq, to be tidy, to love their mom, to help her, to look after her. And you can only do that by you yourself doing that. This subject is numerous and it involves a lot. Of course, one of the things that you should be thankful to the wife. When you sit down at dinner, you say, Jazakallah khair, fantastic food, may Allah reward you. You've done a lot today, Barakallah fiki. Children, say thank you to your mother. This is how we rear our children, dear brothers and sisters. Be thankful to the wife. And the wife, of course, be Jazakallah khair when he comes comfort him and look after him and so on. How was your day? Etc. This is definitely key in bringing up your children. Then when we talk about teaching them Salah, teaching them to read Quran, and by the way, there are families, unfortunately, who are, the husband and the wife are Arabs, and they speak Arabic. And their children do not speak one word of Arabic. This is a big shame. Because Muslims should really learn Arabic so as they can read Quran and understand Islam. And that is the opportunity. By communicating in Arabic with my wife, and my wife talking to me in Arabic, and talking to the children, and making sure even when they go to school, they will learn English. Don't worry about that. Better than your English. When they come home, you ask them to talk in Arabic or in the whatever language you want them to pick up. They should not be losing their mother tongue. Again, I did not concentrate on the khutbah on teaching them Quran and teaching them Salah, etc., because that goes without saying. etc. I will remind you towards the end by the will of Allah. The other aspect which I think it is extremely important is to select good friends for your children. By selecting good friends for you. So if you have friends who observe taqwa and observe salah and so on and so forth, then the children are good children, they observe the akhlaq of the Muslims and so on. Then, as the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, الرجل أو المرء على دين خليله فلينظر أحدكم من يخالف. A man or a person is on the deen of the religion of his friend. So look who you befriend. If you befriend good people with good akhlaq, who can remind you of Allah, who will remind you of Allah and the salah and sadaqah and generosity, etc., then inshallah you will follow suit, and the same with children. Make sure that your children mix with the good children. Sometimes you spend a lot of effort rearing our children and bringing them up correctly, I would say, and then they mix with the, if you like, wrong sort, and all what you built is destroyed. متى يبلغ البنيان يوما كماله أو تمامه إن كنت تبني وغيرك يهدم. أقول هذا القول وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. عن عمرو بن شعيب عن أبيه عن جده كما رواه أحمد وأبو داود: مروا صبيانكم بالصلاة لسبع سنين واضربوهم عليها ل10 سنين وفرقوا بينهم في المضاجع. You should teach your children by the time they are 7, they should start praying, making wudu, and by that time they should have, inshallah, memorized Al-Fatiha and some short surahs. قل هو الله أحد، قل أعوذ برب الفلق، قل أعوذ برب الناس، تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب, and so on. And then by 10, they get into prayers. Prayers is not easy. If someone hasn't been praying during childhood and they grow into men and women, they find it extremely difficult.